Hey everybody, this is Andrew Greaves, Director of Customer Experience at NAVAC Tools. Today I want to go over a very quick maintenance procedure, one that takes less than 5 minutes and one that will prolong the life of your NTE11L battery-operated swedging tool. This will involve both replenishing the hydraulic fluid as well as removing any air and also lubricating the cone as well as any frequently used heads. Let's dive right in, get to work. So to start out with this process, we are going to need a few things. We're going to want a clean rag. We're going to want the tool itself. We're going to want a bottle of the NAVAC hydraulic fluid that comes with the tool. And then we want a couple of screwdrivers, flathead and Phillips. To start out, we're going to go ahead and remove this front dust cover. This will use your Phillips head screwdriver. This comes off very easily. Use your little flathead to pry off the cover when you're done. Underneath, you'll see a few components. Here on the right, you see almost a bellows looking component. Up top, you'll see the manual slide release with an indicating arrow. And right below that, you'll see our second screw. This one is flathead, and this is the fill cap to our fluid sump. Go ahead and back this out. Careful not to lose any of these fasteners. Okay, now that we've got the tool prepped, we will go ahead and take our fluid, and you'll notice this bottle design, when you take the cover off, there is a cone. This actually prevents you from going too far and losing any O-rings because there is in fact an O-ring at the tip of this tool, and that's going to create a seal for us while we purge our tool of any air and replace that with fluid. So what we're going to do is we're going to invert the bottle. We're going to insert it into the sump and press it firmly so that the O-ring seals and seats against the opening. Once we do that, we're going to very carefully, lightly, and slowly begin to exercise this bellows, which will, if it's needed, begin to show air bubbles entering the bottle. This is us removing air. I went ahead and I had to pour some of this fluid out before this video because this was a relatively new tool. So this is more than you'll usually see. Once those air bubbles stop, that tells us that we've removed any excess air and that we have replaced that with fluid. We're simply going to reverse this process now. We're going to replace our sump plug. Get that nice and snug, wipe the area, replace our dust cap, and secure that with our Phillips head screw. Okay, so now that that's knocked out, we can go ahead and change gears, getting our tool lubricated and any frequently used heads. If you have different size heads in your kit that are not really used very often, it's still gonna have plenty of factory grease present, and it's very likely very clean. So for this undertaking, we will need our tool again. It will have to have a battery inserted. We'll also have our heads nearby, the ones that we want to relubricate. We will again have a clean rag and a general purpose grease of your choice. Okay, we have several kinds here, different colors. For this video, I'm gonna use white lithium grease. The white color will stand out a little bit more in the video to see what I'm doing, but you can use whatever you've got available. We're gonna go ahead and actually press and release the action button on the tool. As the cone extends, we're going to watch for it approaching the end of its cycle, and we're going to hit that button again to freeze it in place. Once that's locked in, we're going to go ahead and take our rag. We're going to wipe away any excess grease from before. Add a fresh layer. Doesn't take too much, but we want to definitely get coverage. And once we've got that applied, we will hit the manual release that I explained before with the directional arrow, and that cone will retract into the tool. Once that happens, go ahead and wipe the excess that's left behind, and you now have a freshly lubricated cone. Last step will be to repeat this process, but with our heads. This is very simple. We're gonna flip the heads over. You'll see the hole right there, and that's all we're gonna do. We're gonna pack that with grease. This particular bottle of grease has an applicator tip. We're gonna go ahead and insert, we're gonna squeeze. Bada bing, we're done. Okay, wipe away any excess grease again. and you're good to go. Okay, in reality, this task will take less than half of the time it actually took me to demonstrate it in this video. Just like we tell our customers that maintenance is critical and crucial to the equipment that they invest in us for, we've got to keep in mind practicing what we preach with our own tools that enable us to maintain those pieces of equipment. Really appreciate you tuning in today, and stay tuned for more tool maintenance tips coming in the near future from NAVAC. Thank you.